Cynthia Ann Parker's life is a poignant tale of capture, assimilation, and the relentless pull of belonging, a narrative that transcends the boundaries of culture, identity, and the human experience. Born in 1827 in the serene landscapes of Illinois, her early years were marked by innocence and the typical dreams of childhood. Little did her family know that their migration to the Texas frontier would set in motion a series of events that would forever alter the course of her life and echo through history. In the early 1830s, the Parker family, like many settlers, ventured into the untamed territories of Texas, driven by aspirations of prosperity and adventure. The frontier was seen as a land of opportunity, yet it was equally perilous, fraught with the unknown and the threat of violent conflict. It was during this tumultuous era that their dreams began to crumble. The infamous Fort Parker massacre in 1836 became the catalyst for Cynthia's transformation. At just 9 years old, she was thrust into a reality she could never have envisioned. On that fateful day, chaos erupted as a band of Comanche warriors descended upon Fort Parker, seeking vengeance and captives. In the pandemonium, Cynthia was captured, torn from the only life she had known. As her family suffered unimaginable loss, she was swept away into a world that was both foreign and vibrant, a world where survival hinged on adaptation. Cynthia's story truly begins in the heart of the Comanche Nation, where she underwent a profound metamorphosis. No longer the frightened child of settlers, she embraced her new reality with a resilience that would define her. The Comanche, known for their warrior spirit and rich cultural heritage, offered Cynthia a new identity. She learned their language, adopted their customs, and gradually became a part of their community. This transformation was not merely a matter of survival. It was a testament to the human spirit's remarkable ability to adapt and thrive, even in the most adverse conditions. Over the years, Cynthia Ann Parker forged deep bonds with her captors, whom she came to see not as enemies, but as family. This bond was solidified when she married Chief Peta Nocona, a respected leader within the Comanche tribe. Their union symbolized a merging of cultures, as Cynthia embraced her role as a Comanche woman, raising children who embodied both her past and present. Her life became a tapestry woven from the threads of two vastly different worlds, each influencing her in profound ways. Yet, the tension between her former life and her new reality simmered beneath the surface. The Comanche way of life was rich with tradition, spirituality, and a deep connection to the land. Yet it was also marked by conflict with encroaching settlers and the U.S. government. As the years passed, the relentless push of American expansionism threatened to unravel the fabric of the Comanche society that Cynthia had come to cherish. In the late 1850s, her life took another dramatic turn when Texas Rangers, spurred by the desire to reclaim captives, invaded Comanche territory. The harrowing events of her capture years earlier repeated themselves in reverse. In a swift and violent raid, Cynthia was forcibly removed from the only home she had known for over 2 decades and returned to her biological family, a family she barely recognized. This second abduction from her beloved Comanche life left Cynthia in a state of profound dislocation. The world she had once known as a child felt like a distant memory, overshadowed by the reality of her new existence. Despite her longing for the Comanche community that had embraced her, she struggled to reconcile her dual identities. The cultural dissonance left her feeling like a ghost in both worlds, neither fully accepted by the settlers nor by the tribe that had once called her their own. Cynthia's attempts to reintegrate into settler society were fraught with challenges. Her speech bore the influences of Comanche language, her mannerisms reflected the customs of the tribe, and her heart ached for the life she had lost. In her struggle to find her place, Cynthia Ann Parker became a symbol of the complex interplay between cultures during a time of great upheaval in American history. Her life serves as a microcosm of the broader narrative of colonization and cultural exchange, illustrating the human capacity for resilience and transformation. As settlers and indigenous tribes clashed over land and resources, Cynthia's story reminds us that beneath the politics of war and conquest lay the deeply personal tales of individuals navigating their identities amidst turbulent change. In her later years, Cynthia became a figure of intrigue, drawing the attention of both scholars and storytellers eager to understand her unique experience. She lived out her days in a society that had little understanding of the complexities of her life. While some viewed her merely as a captive, others began to see her as a bridge between two worlds, a testament to the fluidity of identity and belonging. Cynthia Ann Parker's story is more than a tale of survival. It is an exploration of what it means to belong, to adapt, and to transform. Her life is a poignant reminder of the human spirit's resilience in the face of adversity and the intricate ways in which identity is shaped by experience. Through her journey, we gain insight into the rich tapestry of American history, one that is woven from countless individual stories, each deserving of recognition and understanding. As we reflect on Cynthia Ann Parker's life, we are compelled to acknowledge the broader historical narratives of assimilation and resistance, of love and loss, that continue to shape our understanding of cultural identity. Her legacy endures, inviting us to consider the complexities of belonging in a world that often seeks to define us in rigid terms. In the end, Cynthia Ann Parker's life reminds us that true belonging transcends the boundaries of culture and identity, revealing the shared humanity that binds us all together. The Legacy of the Parkers, A Journey Through History. In the quiet expanse of Crawford County, Illinois, a significant moment unfolded on October 28, 1827, with the birth of three remarkable individuals: Silas Mercer Parker, Lucinda Parker, and Cynthia Ann Parker. This trio, born into a family of European descent, would soon find their lives intertwined with the rich tapestry of American history. While their early years were marked by a serene existence, shielded from the harsh realities of frontier life, the winds of change were gathering strength, propelling them toward a future that would be anything but ordinary. The Parker family, rooted in a legacy of resilience, enjoyed a life that many would envy during those formative years. They inhabited a landscape that was largely untouched by the struggles of their contemporaries, basking in the tranquility of Illinois before their eventual migration to Texas. This transition was not merely a change of scenery, it was the beginning of a chapter that would see them confront challenges and experiences that would shape not only their destinies, but also the broader narrative of the American frontier. One intriguing detail about Cynthia Ann Parker is the evolution of her middle name. Originally recorded as Anna, it eventually transformed into Ann over time. The reasons for this change remain shrouded in mystery, inviting speculation and curiosity about the personal histories and cultural influences that surrounded her family. Names often carry profound significance, serving as links to heritage and identity. In the case of the Parkers, the subtle shift in nomenclature might reflect the changing dynamics of their lives as they journeyed into uncharted territories. Central to the Parker family's history was their grandfather, John Parker, a man of stature and influence. As a noted ranger and soldier, John Parker played a crucial role in the early efforts to broker peace treaties with local Native American tribes. His dedication to fostering understanding and cooperation marked him as a forward-thinking figure in a time characterized by conflict and misunderstanding. These treaties, however, were often fraught with irony. Despite his best efforts, they proved to be fragile agreements in the face of the fierce independence exhibited by tribes such as the Comanche. The Comanche, renowned for their decentralized societal structure, operated outside the bounds of tribal agreements, demonstrating a resistance that would challenge the settlers' aspirations for peace. The interactions between the Parkers and the Comanche were emblematic of the broader tensions and complexities that characterized the relationships between settlers and indigenous peoples during this tumultuous period in American history. As the Parkers ventured further into the heart of Texas, they became unwitting participants in a narrative steeped in both ambition and conflict. In the early 1830s, John Parker spearheaded a movement to establish a fortified settlement in north-central Texas. This endeavor was not merely a pursuit of land, it was a response to the growing tensions that permeated the region. With a vision for a safe haven amidst the unpredictability of frontier life, John Parker's leadership was instrumental in laying the groundwork for what would become a pivotal settlement in Texas history. The Parkers were not just passive observers of the events unfolding around them. They were active participants in the shaping of their community and, by extension, the future of Texas. As they navigated the challenges of life on the frontier, the Parker family exemplified the spirit of determination and resilience that defined many settlers of their time. The journey from Illinois to Texas was not simply a geographical relocation. It represented a profound transformation, both personally and collectively. The harsh realities of life in the wilds of Texas forced the Parkers to adapt, learn, and grow, forging a legacy that would echo through the annals of history. In reflecting on the lives of the Parkers, it becomes abundantly clear that their narrative transcends individual achievement. It stands as a testament to the collective human spirit and the enduring quest for belonging. Their journey encapsulates the intricate interplay between settlers and indigenous peoples, revealing the complexities of coexistence amidst a landscape fraught with tension and uncertainty. The Parker family's experiences shed light on the profound challenges faced by those who sought to establish communities in the uncharted territories of America. As they navigated the unpredictable waters of frontier life, they encountered not only the struggles of survival, but also the rich tapestry of cultural interactions that defined the era. The relationships formed, both adversarial and cooperative, between settlers and indigenous tribes like the Comanche illustrate the nuanced dynamics of conflict and collaboration that shaped the historical landscape. The legacy of the Parkers serves as a powerful reminder that history is not merely a collection of dates and events. It is the accumulation of stories, struggles, and triumphs that weave together the fabric of our collective identity. Each family member's experiences reflect broader themes of resilience, adaptation, and the quest for understanding. They dared to dream of a better life, often in the face of overwhelming odds, and their determination resonates through generations. Moreover, the Parkers' journey invites us to consider the lasting impact of cultural exchange and the often painful realities of assimilation. Cynthia Ann Parker's transformation and subsequent struggle with her dual identity highlight the emotional toll of such experiences, offering a poignant lens through which to examine the complexities of belonging. Her story, alongside those of her family, emphasizes that the narrative of American history is rich with voices that deserve to be heard and honored. As we delve deeper into the Parker family's legacy, we are reminded that every story contributes to our understanding of who we are and where we come from. Their lives illuminate the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for connection, identity, and community. In celebrating their journey, we pay homage to the myriad of stories that define our shared history, inspiring us to reflect on our own narratives and the legacies we will leave for future generations. As we delve deeper into the legacy of the Parker family, we uncover a narrative rich with complexity and depth. Their lives serve as a microcosm of the broader themes that define American history, a history marked by exploration, conflict, resilience, and the quest for identity. Through their experiences, we gain insight into the lives of those who came before us, shedding light on the trials and triumphs that shaped the American frontier and ultimately the nation itself. The journey of Silas, Lucinda, and Cynthia Ann Parker is a compelling tale of courage, ambition, and the enduring human spirit. As we honor their legacy, we are reminded that the stories of our past continue to resonate in the present, shaping our understanding of identity, community, and the ongoing quest for peace and understanding in an ever-evolving world. In exploring the lives of the Parkers, we are invited to embark on a journey of self-reflection, examining our own paths and the narratives that shape our identities. As we stand at the intersection of history and the present, we are compelled to consider how the legacies of those who came before us continue to influence our lives and perspectives today. The story of the Parkers is not merely a chapter in the annals of history. It is a living testament to the enduring power of resilience, the significance of community, and the unbreakable bonds that connect us to our past. The experiences of the Parker family resonate deeply within the context of our contemporary lives, reminding us that our histories are intertwined with those who have forged paths before us. Their trials and triumphs serve as a mirror, reflecting the struggles and aspirations we all face in our quest for belonging and understanding. The Parkers navigated the complexities of a rapidly changing world, striving to carve out a space for themselves amid the challenges of cultural conflict and personal loss. As we contemplate their journey, we are encouraged to recognize the threads that connect our stories to theirs. Each generation carries the weight of its predecessors' experiences, learning from their victories and setbacks. The resilience displayed by the Parkers in the face of adversity inspires us to confront our own challenges with courage and determination. Their narrative is a reminder that the human spirit is capable of remarkable endurance, capable of overcoming obstacles that may seem insurmountable. Moreover, the importance of community, as exemplified by the Parkers, cannot be overstated. Their relationships with one another and with those around them highlight the strength that comes from connection. In a world that often emphasizes individualism, the Parkers' story urges us to cultivate and cherish our communities, recognizing that it is through our shared experiences and support for one another that we can truly thrive. The bonds that tie us to our past are not merely sentimental, they are foundational to our understanding of who we are. The Parkers' legacy teaches us that our histories are rich with lessons, wisdom, and cultural significance. By honoring their journey, we also honor the myriad of voices and experiences that have shaped our world. In doing so, we acknowledge the responsibility we have to carry forward their legacy, ensuring that the stories of resilience, courage, and community continue to resonate for future generations. As we reflect on the Parkers' narrative, we are reminded that history is alive within us. Their journey invites us to examine our own lives, to recognize the impact of our choices, and to appreciate the connections that define our existence. By embracing the lessons of the past, we can navigate the complexities of our present and forge a path toward a future that honors the spirit of those who came before us. In celebrating the legacy of the Parker family, we are inspired to cultivate resilience in our own lives, to nurture our communities, and to recognize the unbreakable bonds that tie us to our shared human experience. Their story is a testament to the power of connection and the enduring impact of history on our journey, urging us to continue the dialogue that bridges the past with the present and shapes our collective future. Through their experiences, we are reminded that history is not simply a collection of facts and dates, but a rich tapestry woven from the threads of countless lives. The legacy of Silas Mercer Parker, Lucinda Parker, and Cynthia Ann Parker serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring impact of our shared human experience, a reminder that, no matter the challenges we face, we are all connected through the stories that define us. As we conclude this exploration of the Parker family's legacy, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of history, looking back at the lives of those who dared to dream, to build, and to forge their own paths. The story of the Parkers is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a spirit that continues to thrive and inspire generations to come. In honoring the legacy of Silas, Lucinda, and Cynthia Ann Parker, we celebrate not only their individual achievements, but also the broader narrative of exploration, resilience, and the pursuit of a better life. Their journey serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for those who follow in their footsteps, a reminder that, in the face of adversity, the human spirit can triumph, and dreams can become reality. The vision behind Fort Parker emerged from a profound desire to create a sanctuary for settlers amidst the rising tide of threats posed by Native American raids. Perched on the headwaters of the Navasota River in what is now Limestone County, Texas, the fort stood as a beacon of hope and security, offering a refuge for families grappling with the harsh realities of frontier life. The establishment of this fortified settlement was more than just a strategic military maneuver. It represented a critical response to the escalating dangers of the time, aiming to ensure the safety and survival of those seeking a new beginning in the vast and unpredictable wilderness of Texas. The decision to build Fort Parker was born out of necessity and desperation. As settlers poured into the region, drawn by the promise of land and opportunity, they found themselves confronting not only the challenges of an untamed landscape, but also the complex dynamics of their interactions with indigenous peoples. The fort symbolized their determination to carve out a place for themselves in a world fraught with uncertainty, embodying the spirit of resilience that characterized many families of that era. Little did they know that this decision would irrevocably alter the trajectory of the Parker family and shape the course of their lives for generations to come. As the walls of Fort Parker rose, they encapsulated the hopes and dreams of the settlers, but they also unwittingly set the stage for conflict, a conflict that would test the limits of courage and fortitude in the face of adversity. Fort Parker became a focal point of tension between the settlers and the indigenous tribes who roamed the land. While the settlers sought to establish a secure home, the fort also represented an intrusion into the territories of the Comanche and other tribes who had their own claims to the land and a deep connection to its resources. This precarious balance would soon erupt into violence, exposing the fragility of peace in a region marked by competing interests. As the settlers fortified their settlement, the atmosphere within Fort Parker was imbued with a mix of hope and anxiety. Families huddled together, sharing stories of their past and dreams for the future, yet the specter of conflict loomed large. The fort's walls were a refuge, but they were also a reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. The settlers' resolve was tested as they prepared to defend their homes against the growing threats that surrounded them. In this crucible of conflict and courage, the legacy of Fort Parker would be written in the hearts and minds of those who lived and fought within its walls. The choices made by the Parker family and their neighbors during this tumultuous period would resonate through time, shaping their identities and experiences in ways they could not yet foresee. Ultimately, Fort Parker stands as a powerful symbol of the complexities of life on the frontier, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit amidst the trials of conflict, survival, and the quest for belonging. It is a reminder that history is not just a series of events, but a rich tapestry woven from the stories of those who dared to dream and endure in the face of overwhelming odds. On the fateful day of May 19, 1836, the fragile peace that enveloped Fort Parker was violently shattered. A coalition of Comanche, Kiowa, and Kichai warriors, estimated to number between 100 and 600, launched a ferocious assault on the settlement. The defenders, who had anticipated the occasional skirmish, were woefully unprepared for the sheer strength and tactical prowess of their attackers. Underestimating the resolve and capabilities of the Comanche, the settlers found themselves in a nightmarish struggle for survival. As the sun rose that fateful morning, the atmosphere at Fort Parker was thick with an uneasy calm. The early light filtered through the trees, casting long shadows on the ground as the settlers went about their daily routines, blissfully unaware of the impending storm that brewed just beyond their defenses. Children played in the soft morning light, while adults tended to their chores, their laughter and chatter punctuating the stillness. Yet, beneath this serene facade lay the tension of an approaching confrontation that would forever alter their lives. Unbeknownst to the settlers, a coalition of warriors encircling the fort had meticulously planned their attack for weeks. Drawing upon centuries of experience in guerrilla warfare and their profound knowledge of the land, these skilled fighters were united by a singular purpose: to reclaim what they believed was rightfully theirs. The Comanche, Kiowa, and Kichai warriors moved with an eerie silence, expertly navigating the rugged terrain as they prepared to strike. Each warrior understood the stakes of this battle. It was not merely a raid, but a fight for survival, for culture, and for their way of life. They had observed the settlers closely, noting their patterns, weaknesses, and the routines that defined life within the fort. This strategic advantage gave them a confidence that contrasted sharply with the unknowing calm within Fort Parker. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the warriors descended upon the fort with a relentless ferocity that would leave an indelible mark on the Parker family and the history of the region. The air crackled with tension as they approached, their hearts pounding in rhythm with the anticipation of the impending clash. In that moment, the tranquility of the settlers' morning was shattered, giving way to chaos and violence that would echo through the ages. When the attack commenced, it was as if the very ground shook beneath the weight of the conflict. The settlers, caught off guard and unprepared for such a ferocious onslaught, quickly realized the gravity of their situation. The laughter of children turned to cries of terror, and the sense of security that had enveloped Fort Parker was replaced by a desperate struggle for survival. This violent confrontation would forever change the landscape of their lives, etching the events of that day into the annals of history. The bravery and resilience of those within the fort would be tested as they faced an overwhelming force determined to reclaim the land and assert their dominance. The Battle of Fort Parker would not only shape the fate of the settlers, but would also redefine the relationships between cultures that had long coexisted in a delicate balance. In the aftermath of that fateful morning, the legacy of Fort Parker would be a testament to the complexities of human existence on the frontier, a reminder that moments of peace can swiftly be upended by the tides of conflict, forever altering the course of history. The assault was swift and brutal. The defenders, composed of men, women, and children, fought valiantly, driven by the primal instinct to protect their homes and loved ones. Yet, the sheer number and strategic acumen of the attackers proved overwhelming. As the sounds of conflict filled the air, chaos erupted within the walls of the fort. Families were torn apart in the chaos, and the valiant efforts of the defenders were met with a staggering onslaught. In the face of such adversity, the defenders rallied together, but their resolve was no match for the coordinated onslaught of the Comanche, Kiowa, and Kichai. The fighting raged on, fierce and unyielding, as the defenders fought against insurmountable odds. In those harrowing moments, the fort transformed from a sanctuary into a crucible of conflict, testing the limits of human endurance and courage. The fall of Fort Parker, a turning point in history. Ultimately, despite their desperate efforts and unwavering bravery, the defenders of Fort Parker were overrun. The walls that had stood as a sanctuary and a symbol of hope now crumbled under the weight of an overwhelming assault. The fort fell, marking a tragic turning point not only for the Parker family, but also for all the settlers who had sought refuge within its confines. This harrowing event signified a profound loss of life and security, leaving an indelible scar on the community. As the dust settled after the fierce battle, the realities of life on the frontier became brutally clear. The line between safety and danger, once a distinct boundary, had shifted in an instant, revealing the vulnerability of those who dared to carve out a life in this untamed land. The settlers had built their dreams upon a foundation of hope and determination, yet in one fateful moment, that foundation was shattered. The aftermath of the assault would reverberate through the lives of the survivors, reshaping their destinies in ways they could hardly comprehend. The loss of loved ones and the devastation of their community weighed heavily on their hearts, instilling a legacy of resilience forged in the crucible of adversity. Those who survived were forever changed, carrying the scars of their experiences as both a burden and a badge of honor. In the wake of the attack, the settlers faced the daunting task of rebuilding their lives from the ashes of destruction. The trauma of the event lingered in their memories, haunting their dreams and shaping their interactions with the world around them. Yet, amid the sorrow and loss, a spirit of determination emerged. They drew upon their shared experiences, rallying together to support one another in the face of adversity, forging bonds that would endure through the years. The fall of Fort Parker became a pivotal chapter in the larger narrative of American history, a stark reminder of the complexities and challenges faced by those who sought to establish a foothold on the frontier. It underscored the fragility of peace and the often violent struggle for survival that defined the era. The legacies of courage and resilience displayed by the defenders would echo through generations, inspiring future settlers and reminding them of the sacrifices made in the name of hope and community. As the story of Fort Parker unfolded, it became clear that this tragic event was not just a loss, but also a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who persevered in the face of unimaginable odds. The history of the Parker family and the settlers who inhabited Fort Parker serves as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can rise to meet the challenges of survival, crafting a legacy that honors the past while looking toward the future. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, the impact of that day lingered in the hearts and minds of those who survived. Fort Parker would forever remain a symbol of both the aspirations and the tragedies of those who sought to build a life on the frontier. The assault would not only alter the course of the Parker family's history, but would also serve as a stark reminder of the complex and often violent interactions between settlers and indigenous peoples during this tumultuous period in American history. A new identity, Cynthia Ann Parker's journey into the Comanche world. Amidst the chaos and carnage of the assault on Fort Parker, a harrowing fate awaited young Cynthia Ann Parker. Alongside 5 others, she was captured and thrust into a tumultuous journey that would take her far beyond the familiar landscapes of the Texas plains. This moment marked the beginning of an extraordinary chapter in her life, one that would see her navigate the complexities of identity, belonging, and resilience in a world that was both alien and exhilarating. As the dust of battle settled, the realities of captivity unfolded. Cynthia Ann and her companions were dragged away from their homes, leaving behind the only life they had ever known. While ransom negotiations ensued for the release of other captives, Cynthia Ann's fate took a different trajectory. The circumstances surrounding her capture would ultimately lead to her permanent assimilation into the Comanche tribe, a transformation that would redefine her existence. In the ensuing months, Cynthia Ann began to embrace her new reality. The renaming she received within the tribe was not merely a change of name. It symbolized a profound metamorphosis from an outsider to a fully integrated member of the Comanche community. This new identity was laden with significance, as it represented her acceptance and the embracing of a life steeped in Comanche customs, traditions, and beliefs. As she navigated this unfamiliar terrain, Cynthia Ann absorbed the rich tapestry of Comanche culture. She learned the ways of her captors, understanding their values, rituals, and the intricate bond they shared with the land. Through participation in tribal life, she developed a deep connection with the Comanche people, forging relationships that transcended the boundaries of her past. The language, the stories, and the communal practices became integral to her identity, allowing her to forge a new sense of belonging in a world that was once so foreign to her. This transformation was not without its challenges. Cynthia Ann grappled with the memories of her previous life, the echoes of her family, and the remnants of the culture she had left behind. Yet as she became more entrenched in the Comanche way of life, she found strength in her new identity. The resilience she demonstrated during her captivity was a testament to her spirit, a spirit that would come to define her journey and legacy. Over time, Cynthia Ann Parker emerged as a symbol of the intricate interplay between cultures on the American frontier. Her story reflects not only the personal evolution of a young woman thrust into the complexities of a new life, but also the broader narrative of conflict, assimilation, and the often overlooked stories of those caught in the crossfire of cultural change. The legacy of her transformation serves as a poignant reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the capacity for adaptation in the face of adversity. Cynthia Ann's journey would resonate deeply within the Comanche community, where she became not just a survivor, but a vital part of the tribe's fabric. Her experiences, insights, and newfound strength would influence generations to come, bridging the gap between her past and her present. In her heart, she carried the duality of her identity, a reflection of her origins and her transformation, serving as a living testament to the complexities of life on the frontier. In the annals of American history, Cynthia Ann Parker's story stands out as a poignant narrative of survival, resilience, and the transformative power of belonging. Her journey into the Comanche world not only altered the course of her life, but also illuminated the intricate dynamics of cultural exchange and the enduring strength of the human spirit. A union of strength, Cynthia Ann Parker and Chief Petinacona. Cynthia Ann Parker's marriage to Chief Petinacona marked a pivotal turning point in her life, solidifying her status within the Comanche tribe and deepening her ties to the community. In a culture where chieftains often took multiple wives, Petinacona stood out for his unwavering devotion to Cynthia Ann. This commitment was not merely a reflection of personal affection. It symbolized the strength of their union and the unique role Cynthia Ann would play within the tribe. Their marriage blossomed into a partnership that produced 3 children: Quana, a son named Pecos, or Pecan, and a daughter named Topsana, which beautifully translates to prairie flower. Each child carried the weight of both heritage and expectation, embodying the blending of Cynthia Ann's past with the vibrant culture of the Comanche. Quana, in particular, would rise to prominence as the last free Comanche chief, becoming a crucial figure in the tribe's efforts to preserve their culture and traditions during the encroaching threats of westward expansion. Cynthia Ann's connection to her new family was profound and undeniable. She immersed herself in the customs and values of the Comanche, nurturing her children with the stories and teachings of their people. The love and dedication she displayed as a mother reinforced her commitment to her new identity, weaving her into the very fabric of Comanche society. Her legacy became intertwined with the fate of her children, especially Quana, who would navigate the treacherous waters of a rapidly changing world. However, Cynthia Ann Parker's life took yet another dramatic turn in 1860, an era rife with turmoil and conflict. A band of Texas Rangers, led by the determined Lawrence Sullivan Ross, launched a bold raid deep into Comanche territory, igniting a series of events that would profoundly impact both her family and the broader Comanche community. This incursion represented not merely a physical threat, it was a direct challenge to the very existence of the Comanche way of life, an infringement on their rights and their ancestral lands. The motivations behind the Rangers' actions were unmistakable. They sought to exert control over the region, reclaiming territory for settlers who desired to expand their foothold in Texas. This aggressive pursuit of land came at the expense of indigenous peoples, whose lives and traditions were often disregarded in the face of manifest destiny. The raid epitomized the violent clash of cultures and the relentless pressure that the Comanche faced as they fought to maintain their sovereignty and way of life. For Cynthia Ann, this raid marked a critical juncture, putting her dual identities to the test. The life she had built with the Comanche, rich with traditions, community, and the bonds of motherhood, now stood in stark contrast to the memories of her past life as a settler. The delicate balance she had forged between these two worlds began to crumble under the weight of the unfolding conflict. The strength of her familial bonds, the cultural practices she had embraced, and her role as a mother were all called into question in the face of such aggressive encroachment. As the conflict escalated, the turmoil surrounding her mirrored the internal struggle she faced. Cynthia Ann, once a beloved member of the Comanche tribe, found herself at a crossroads, torn between the life she had adopted and the echoes of her past. The raid forced her to confront the realities of her existence, who she was, where she belonged, and the sacrifices she was willing to make for her family. Through these tumultuous times, Cynthia Ann Parker emerged not only as a survivor, but also as a powerful symbol of resilience and cultural endurance. Her experiences during the raid illuminated the complexities of her identity and the profound challenges faced by the Comanche people. In the wake of the attack, her story, alongside that of her son Quana, who would rise to prominence as a leader, resonated deeply within the Comanche community. Together, they represented the ongoing struggle to preserve their identity and way of life amidst overwhelming external pressures. Cynthia Ann's journey became emblematic of the broader indigenous experience during this period of upheaval. Her resilience in the face of adversity served as a beacon of hope for her people, a reminder of their shared strength and determination. As the Comanche fought to protect their land and heritage, Cynthia Ann stood as a testament to the enduring spirit of those who refused to be silenced, embodying the rich tapestry of cultures that had long been intertwined in the landscape of Texas. The raid of 1860 was not merely an attack. It was a significant turning point that reshaped the lives of those involved and underscored the fragility of the balance between different cultures. As Cynthia Ann navigated this tumultuous chapter, her legacy would continue to inspire future generations, reminding them of the importance of resilience, community, and the fight for identity in the face of adversity. The intersection of personal and cultural conflict in Cynthia Ann's life underscores the complexities faced by many who found themselves caught between worlds during this transformative period in American history. Her legacy, shaped by love, loss, and unwavering strength, continues to inspire those who seek to understand the nuanced narratives of the past and the enduring impact of cultural exchange and adaptation. The Battle of Pease River, a heart-wrenching reunion. As tensions mounted and rumors swirled about a group of Comanche warriors holding American captives, the stage was set for what would later be known as the Battle of Pease River. In a fateful twist of fate, the Texas Rangers, led by Lawrence Sullivan Ross, stumbled upon Cynthia Ann Parker during this intense confrontation. In a moment of sheer desperation and maternal instinct, she was seen holding her young daughter high above her head, a futile attempt to shield her from the onslaught of gunfire that surrounded them. This harrowing image captured the tragic essence of her predicament, a mother caught between the chaos of conflict and the instinct to protect her child at all costs. Cynthia Ann was ultimately captured and returned to white society, a decision that would send shockwaves through both her former and current communities. Her reappearance created a sensation across the nation, drawing attention to her story and the complexities of life on the frontier. Yet, for Cynthia Ann, this moment was anything but a joyous reunion. Although her biological family welcomed her back with open arms, the reality of her situation was far more complicated. Having spent 24 long years immersed in Comanche culture, Cynthia Ann found herself torn between two worlds. The life she had built among the Comanche was rich with traditions, relationships, and a deep sense of belonging. In stark contrast, the society she once knew felt foreign and alien to her. The very fabric of her identity had been woven with the customs and beliefs of the Comanche, and she now struggled to reconcile this with the expectations and norms of her original culture. Forced to leave behind her children and the life she had embraced with the Comanche, Cynthia Ann's return was not a matter of choice. It was a painful imposition of circumstance. The emotional turmoil she experienced was profound as she grappled with feelings of loss, displacement, and an overwhelming sense of sorrow. The bonds she had forged with her Comanche family, particularly with her children, now hung in the balance, leaving her with a profound sense of grief. In the eyes of those who welcomed her back, Cynthia Ann was a symbol of hope and survival. However, for her, the reunion was marked by an acute awareness of what she had left behind. The internal conflict she faced was exacerbated by the challenges of reintegrating into a society that had long since moved on without her. She felt like a ghost in a world that was no longer her own, a poignant reminder of the complexities faced by individuals caught in the crossfire of cultural upheaval and personal transformation. Cynthia Ann's story transcended her individual experiences. It resonated deeply with the broader narrative of displacement, identity, and the enduring impact of conflict on human lives. Her journey serves as a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit, as she navigated the choppy waters of two disparate worlds, forever changed by the experiences that had shaped her. Ultimately, her return to white society was fraught with emotional turmoil, encapsulating the intricate and often painful realities of life on the frontier. As she stood at the intersection of her past and her present, Cynthia Ann Parker became a living embodiment of the struggle to forge a new identity amidst the legacies of her history, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of American history. A Heart in Two Worlds, the tragic legacy of Cynthia Ann Parker. Cynthia Ann Parker's heart ached for the family she had built during her years with the Comanche, a life filled with love, resilience, and deep connections that transcended mere survival. The pain of her separation from them was compounded by the overwhelming challenge of reintegrating into a society that felt increasingly alien. Her inability to communicate fluently in English only added to her sense of isolation, creating a barrier that further distanced her from the world she once called home. Despite the well-meaning efforts of her brother Silas Jr. to provide a safe haven for her in Van Zandt County, Texas, Cynthia Ann never truly adapted to her new life. The house that should have been a sanctuary felt more like a prison as she grappled with the haunting memories of her past and the nagging sense that she was a stranger in her own birthplace. The familiar landscapes of her childhood now seemed distant and unwelcoming, overshadowed by the reality of her loss. The tragedy of Cynthia Ann Parker's story lies in her profound struggle between two identities, the one into which she was born and the one she had grown to love. Each identity carried its own weight. Her life among the Comanche had been rich with culture, community, and an unparalleled sense of belonging, while her return to white society was fraught with confusion and longing. This duality defined her existence, leaving her caught in a relentless tug-of-war between two worlds that could never fully embrace her. Her experience offers a powerful glimpse into the complexities of identity, culture, and belonging. Cynthia Ann's journey raises profound questions about the cost of assimilation, highlighting the emotional toll it can exact on those who are thrust into unfamiliar circumstances. Her life underscores the struggle many individuals face when navigating the chasm between their heritage and the societal expectations placed upon them, prompting reflections on the nature of survival and the resilience of the human spirit. As we reflect on Cynthia Ann Parker's poignant narrative, we are reminded of the many stories like hers that remain untold. Stories of individuals who have faced the complexities of identity and the longing for belonging in a rapidly changing world. If this story moved you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore more fascinating, untold histories that reveal the intricacies of the human experience and the enduring legacies that shape our understanding of the past.